Yo, what's up? You have subscribed to my YouTube channel. And we're about to be live in like 1 minute. So right now you're watching my commercial as I count down to 30. And as soon as these 30 seconds are up, we're going to be live on my YouTube channel. So y'all just give it a minute and enjoy looking at me and talking to me right here live on my YouTube channel. I love you, and I'm about to be live in 20 seconds. So
Countdown.
we're going to count down that together. Psych, you thought we was going to count down, but I am. Well, my water's not in front of me, but shout out to Coors Light Hydrated Water. They're one of my sponsors. So, let me just shut up so y'all can come watch me live. So, y'all see me later. All right. Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody can hear me good. Um, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, like, share, and comment on my page. Let me send this out to one more person and we will get started. All right, I got it out. All right. Now, at some part of this podcast, I am going to be talking about the Astros. We're going to be talking about the Houston, Texas, and many other subjects, including the one that happened on yesterday against President Donald Trump. We'll talk about that in the back end. We ain't going to talk about that in the beginning. But again, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Like, share, comment. And if you're not catching this live, if you're catching this now, later, or in between, leave a comment. And I appreciate that. I was supposed to have a guest on my channel, but he had to reschedule for Wednesday. Which Wednesday at 7:00 is my next podcast. It's all right. It's all good. If you do not want to come into my podcast and you would like to phone in, I'll post the number in the description, which I'll do that right now. If you want to phone in, you can do that. I'm posting the number right now, so give me a second. Hold on, that didn't go. Okay, it's still not working. You know, it's crazy when you're doing something and it doesn't work like you want it to work, or you plan it to work, and it just goes the way it wants to go, but it's all right. All right. Again, if you're new to my channel here, you already know what to do. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into a conversation. I don't know what my board is, but it's all good. First off, let's talk about what's coming up for the Houston, Texas training camp. Training camp is literally a week away on the 23rd of this month, the very first training camp. Now, you asked me what I'm going to be looking for in training camp. I'm going to be looking for the O-line, see how the O-line hold up against blocking for our quarterback, CJ. I'm going to be looking at our receivers, seeing if the chemistry is building. I'm going to be watching that for sure. More importantly, I'm going to be watching the head coach and our quarterback coach talking to CJ, seeing how the chemistry is, making sure, because that's the main thing you want when you're watching your football team, the chemistry of the football team. Now we do got a hard schedule, and I do have the schedule. Give me 1 second. The schedule's right here. I have it right here. Hold on, you guys. I do have the schedule right here with me. Okay, got the schedule right here. Now, the Hall of Fame game is the very first game, which is the first preseason game for us, which is supposed to be, if I'm correct, August the 1st. I want to say it's the first game for the Houston Texans, which is the Hall of Fame game. Um, Andre Johnson goes into that Hall of Fame, by the way. Um, it's been a long time coming from him. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for sure. Um, I got an agenda. The next thing is the Astros. I think the Astros are 2 games out. Let me see. I did make a note of that. Yes, they're 2 games out from being in first place. So the Astros can make the postseason if they continue to win. I think they won today. Let me check that. Hey Siri, did the Astros win today?
The Astros were defeated by the Rangers today. The final score was 4-2.
So the Astros didn't win today. That's okay because they still have a chance to make it. So that makes them 3 games away from first place. They did sign somebody today too. I did see that. I don't know who they signed, but it's on my Twitter page. Um, they signed somebody today. I didn't get a chance to read the name, but I know they signed somebody today too. Um, who else we got? What else we got? We got. Oh, Houston fans. I'm gonna say this. It's a lot of media talking about how many games the Houston Texans are subject to win, and I made a note of this. They are subject to win 11 games. That's not bad. A lot of people said they're gonna win 10 games. A lot of people said they're only gonna win 8 games. But it's all good. I ain't tripping at all. Um, in my opinion, I feel like we're gonna win maybe 11 games. I say 11 games, possibly a Super Bowl. And let me tell you guys, if we can get to a Super Bowl, it is my dream. I know I have a kid. That was my dream to have a kid. That's cool. That's cool and all. But the bigger thing here is a Houston Texas winning the Super Bowl. That would just, oh my God. I don't even know what to say, how to even feel about that. That just gives me goosebumps just thinking about the Houston Texas in the Super Bowl in the New Orleans Superdome. How great would that be? Down the street, Houston, Texas in the Super Bowl. Man. But the game there's 3 games in particular that I'm going to be looking at. And that's the opening season against the Chicago Bears, which is a live telecast game, a 7:20 game. That's one of the games I'm looking at. The Dallas Cowboys, that's the game I'm definitely going to be looking for. In week 17 against the Baltimore Ravens. It's only 3 games that really got me like, it could go either way. If everybody can stay healthy and do their job, I don't see us losing very many games, especially with the additional draft picks that we got. Everybody that we picked up in the draft. Everybody, I give us a B plus in the draft. I'm not gonna give it an A just yet. I gotta see them in training camp. I gotta see how they work out in training camp. But I'm gonna give this draft class a B plus. Um, Rockets, they doing okay in the summer league. Summer league is not really something you can just gauge how they doing. We'll see what they doing in the regular season when the regular season rolls around for basketball season comes out. Now, for this, in my opinion, I'm gonna go ahead and get this subject out the way because that's just who I am. About this Donald Trump, a lot of people saying this was staged. A lot of people are saying this whole thing was staged. In my opinion, I don't think it was staged. I think it was real. I think it was definitely real what happened to Donald Trump. I don't think it was staged. I think it was definitely real. Um, no, this election is important. So whoever you vote for, just get up and go vote. If you're not registered to vote, I think it's never too late to register to vote. Um, I guess I'm gonna leave that where that's at because that's a whole topic in it by itself. Um, you know, there's something else I want to get to that I've talked to a couple of folks about, and I know this is the football channel, basketball channel, but it's something else I want to get at. Something else I really was gonna try to stay away from, but it's been on my mind for the past 3 days. Um, how do I table it? How do I table it? You know, I'm gonna ask the question, and anybody that's watching this podcast, how old were you when you first got your first cell phone? How old were you when your parents gave you a cell phone? In my case, when I was younger, I got my first phone at 14. It was a flip phone, of course. I got my first phone at 14. It was a Sidekick. That shows my age. It was a Sidekick LX. I never forget it. You flip it up. It's like you flip it up, and you kids will never know nothing about the Sidekick. Y'all don't know nothing about that. But that was the first thing I had was a Sidekick. And the reason I say this is because I'm riddled with a puzzle about um a phone. That somebody wanting to come onto my live. I was supposed to say love to have your own. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. Um, I was hit with a question. Um, should with all the stuff that's going on in the world, I understand. Should a child have a phone at an early age? Yeah, should a child, boy or girl, have a phone at an early age? And how old were you when you first got your first phone? I'm gonna let y'all answer that in the chat box. How old were you when you first got your first cell phone? What age is appropriate for a kid to have a cell phone? I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna go back into the other topic. And if you want to phone in, once again, that number is on the screen. If you want to call on, if you want to call in, um, the Houston, Texas. I'm gonna go back to the Houston, Texas thing at this point. I'm very optimistic of what I think my team could do, what our team could do. A lot of people say we're gonna lose a lot of games because it's the sophomore slump that CJ ain't gonna win a lot of games. I say CJ is gonna win more. I think CJ is gonna come out and show his behind. I think CJ is gonna throw the ball to who's ever open, whether it's Tank Dell, whether it's Diggs, whether it's Nico. You know, I think he's gonna throw the ball to who's ever open. I don't think he's gonna just think about one target. Even though Nico just got that fat contract and he's gonna wanna, show why he got that contract. Now Tank Dell, we know he was shot in the ankle, and thankfully he came back and recovered. I don't know if he's fully 100% or not. Diggs, he's been working out since the offseason. So I think Diggs is gonna remind him of why they call him Diggs. I think he's gonna show up and show out, in my opinion. Um, Training camp, like I said, is around the corner. A lot of football teams are gonna be headed to training camp. And I've been seeing a lot of, and I have been seeing a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon. People who I didn't even think would jump on the bandwagon. I got friends that were Dallas fans, that were other football fans jumping on. Hey, the Houston Texans, man, you got a good team this year. Y'all may do something. What you mean, may do something? We are gonna do something. We're gonna do a whole lot, a whole hell of a lot. And I can't wait. We could be witnessing the greatest season the Houston Texans have ever had. Now, further as the Colts go, don't sleep on the Colts. I'm gonna say that. Don't sleep on the Colts. Tennessee, we can sleep on them all day. Tennessee, they ain't that, haven't been that. Our deepest threat will be the Colts. But I know who they ain't got on their team. They ain't got T.Y. Hilton no more. We ain't got to worry about T.Y. Bye-bye. He ain't gonna be on the team no more. Now, I will say Detroit. Don't sleep on Detroit neither. Jacksonville, ah, Jacksonville ain't even a threat at all. But before I am gonna be giving away, whenever I reach 500 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a Houston, Texas Stanley Cup, 40-gallon. Well, I guess they call it 40. Brand new, never been used. I'm gonna be giving away a Houston, Texas Stanley Cup to my 500 subscribers. So if you're not currently subscribed to my channel, make sure you do that, and you can win the Stanley. And them Stanley Cups ain't cheap. I mean, I know this is not a Stanley Cup, but I got so many cups. I got so many cups, you guys. I got cups for days, so I won't be missing that cup. And one of my favorite cups is one of my cups that my daughter got me. I got some more cups. I just don't feel like going and get them. But this is one of my favorite cups. I don't know if you guys can see that. But anyways, back to the question I asked earlier. What age is appropriate for a kid to have a phone? Now, I understand we live in a time in the day that schools are getting shot up. There are things that's happening in schools. I understand that. I understand that. But these phones and social media, I would say, it's not good for these kids nowadays. It's just not. It's just not. It's taking over their mind mentally and physically. It's taking over them. I mean, if you look around and go to stores, you see phones in their hands, not paying attention to where they're going, what they doing, not paying attention. Even at the dinner table, even when you go out to eat. So I'm gonna read the question again. What age is appropriate to have a phone? What age is appropriate? Now I'm gonna say age appropriate. I'm gonna say 15. 15 to 14, because you have some understanding of right, wrong, and pay attention. I'm gonna say 14 to 15 has the capacity to think, grasp, and understand. Hey, it's inappropriate to have your phone at the dinner table. You should be telling us how your day was, or talking, just talking. 14 to 16. That's what I was just saying. That 14 to I say 14 to 15, but you can say 16 is an appropriate age. You could say 16 is appropriate age. Now, again, I was about 15 when I got my phone. It was a T-Mobile Sidekick LX, what you flip up. I don't know if you guys can Google this phone, what a Sidekick is. I wish they would have made that phone and remade it. I would have definitely loved it over my iPhone. I love my iPhone, but I mean, man. Um, and the reason I asked this question is because I believe some things I would say it's my fault. I'm just gonna say it. I think I gave my daughter a phone too early, and now I'm getting the backlash of giving my daughter the phone too early. I think I gave it to her way too, and I gave her too many chances to do the right thing with the phone. So I think to some degree, maybe I shouldn't have gave it to her. But now that I've gave it to her, I can't just snatch it back for no reason because that's called an Indian giver. Even though I'm a parent first, I think I did it wrong, giving my kid a cell phone too early. Um, she's 12, so I think I gave it to her early. To be honest, um, her mom was even said I gave her phone to her too early, and I think I made a mistake. But again, I can't just take it from her because she didn't do anything that warrants me to take it. Even though technically I can say she has done some things that warranted me to take it from her. So what I've decided to do, she's a teenager. Well, a preteen. Let me say that correct. She's not a full-fledged teenager. Kids are gonna make mistakes because they're children at the end of the day. They learn from us what we do. Especially them firstborn kids that you have. They're subject to be just like you. More and more like you. And I would say it's not hidden factor that my daughter is just like me. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. So in essence, what I'm saying is that's why I asked the question earlier, what age is appropriate to give a kid a phone? One of y'all said 14 to 16. Maturity should be a factor when you give a kid a phone. The maturity. Because I'm not gonna put everything out there. I'm just gonna say I made a bad decision of giving my daughter a phone too early, too early. When I should have listened to her mom and gave it to her at an appropriate age. Now that's too late. It's a little too late for that. But what I will say before I allow her to crash and burn, because that's the direction that it's headed to. I have to wait. What you give enough person enough rope, they'll hung their own self. If that make any sense, as a parent, you understand what that means. You give a child enough rope, they'll hang their own self. And maybe after that, I'll take the phone away until she's old enough to understand and grasp how important communication is. Communication is one of the important things that you must have with both your parents, whether you have a mom, whether you have a dad, whether you have your mom and your dad. I would say communication is the key because without communication, you really don't have anything. So I guess that's why I put that out there. Yeah, put that out there. Now, as I said at the beginning of this video, of this live, I said earlier, I'm going to be giving away a Stanley Cup for the 500 subscriber to my page. I'm going to be giving away a Stanley Cup. So if you're not currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Share with your friends. Let them know, hey, you can win the Stanley Cup. And when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna give away. Hold on. a Houston, Texas ticket to the football game to the Directors Club, free of charge. I'm gonna give the thousands, whoever my 1,000 subscriber is, I'm gonna give them a ticket to the football game free of charge. And you know what them tickets cost if you're sitting in the Directors Club. Google it. How much them tickets cost to sit up there? I'll tell you right now, the starting price is at least $375, and that's if you're not a season ticket holder like myself. So I'll be doing that. So to put everything into totality, the Houston Texans will win 11 games, um, making the postseason. And what I would say a failed season is if we can't get past the championship round, which is the divisional round. If we can get past the divisional round, I would say that's a success. If we can get the game away from the Super Bowl, like maybe one game before the Super Bowl, I would say, because we've never gotten there. We've never been there. Now we make it to the Super Bowl, that's a big success. Now, call me crazy, but I think we have a good enough roster this year. I don't see there's any reason why we would have a 5-win season, a 6-win season, or even an 8-win season. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But before I continue, I'm gonna go take a quick commercial break, and I will be right back. All right, you guys, I am back. And what I want to say is this. How many games do you think we could win this year? I want y'all to leave that in the comments as well. How many games do you think the Houston Texans will win this year? Now, I was supposed to have a guest, and he had to reschedule for Wednesday at 7 o'clock. So the next time you will catch me live is Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And I have a special guest. Now, I had another guest that was supposed to come, but everybody seems to be doing something at the moment. Or they're on other podcasts, which is okay. You know, some people still don't have power in Houston. Which I know 2 people that were supposed to come on, they still don't have power on their side of town. So I understand that, and I hope that everybody has power. I hope that you're doing well, and that's pretty much all I have this week. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. The next time you guys catch me, I will be live again on Wednesday at 7 o'clock sharp. So, with that being said, you guys have a good evening and stay blessed.
It's Bubba Uno, so you know it's lit.